Oh, it appears as though there's a message on the answering machine. Let's listen to it.
Hello, we've been trying to reach you about your car warranty. Driving without a warranty.
How's it going? So today we've got kind of a classic vlog going on. I started to film a few different things and then didn't really kind of finish them, but been working on a few random things here and there. And, well, it snowed and it's April. So that was kind of interesting. But anyways, here's a bunch of video from the last week or so. And near the end, we talk about a few things, projects we're working on, update on the van, all that good stuff. So anyways, without any further delay, I can't think of how to say that, but anyways, here's a video. Okay, I woke up a couple of minutes ago. Let me turn on this fan. A little bit less noise. So, I got a weird text from someone, and I was like, what? Then I started checking the security cameras. There's something strange going on outside. That's not an exposure problem with the camera. That is semi-decent amounts of snow falling from the sky. Judging from what's on my windshield, I mean, that's like a good 10 inches of snow? That can't be right, though. Oh, look, it's April 11th. How is it snowing outside? I don't understand that. I think I might be tired. I was trying to make some coffee, and I realized I'm wandering around with a plate. That's not exactly helpful in trying to make coffee up here. I've got a coffee maker around here somewhere, though. I am so confused right now. I usually have a rule about not replying to texts or emails or anything like that until I've been awake for at least an hour, but apparently I'm recording video. Yeah, this curtain's attached with magnets. I'm so confused. Yeah, it's still snowing. Well, guess I'm not going out there today. Okay, I want to see if we can figure out how deep this snow is. I don't think it's that deep. According to the tape measure, maybe about 2 or 3 inches. So, I guess that's not too bad. I still feel like my chair would get instantly stuck, though. There's gravel underneath it, so that does provide some traction. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I should try and go out there or not. I think I know the answer to that, but It is somewhat, I don't know, beautiful or something. Oh yeah, this stuff is no real problem. Cool. At least I've got the weather flap on here now to keep the snow out. Okay, well, it's a little bit wet in here now. I shut down the pellet stove so I could clean it. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Then we should be able to get this thing fired back up and get it all dried out in here. The way this particular brand works is it has a clean out tray down here in the bottom. So you pull a lever and it opens a hatch and it dumps stuff down in there. You just kind of have to chip a few things loose from the bottom of the burn pot so the door will open. There we go. Scrape everything down into the hopper, or into the, whatever that drawer is down below there. All right, there we go. Interesting note though with this stove. I guess I didn't really show it in the video, but I wound up changing the exhaust on it a little bit. Before, I just got it set up and had a tube going straight out the side of the bus, and it extended a little bit further than I wanted. So I wound up getting some replacement tube with a turn down. But the interesting thing is, ever since I got that turn down put on there, it's been burning significantly cleaner. So, kind of interesting. There might be something to the drafting flow. These stoves are not like regular wood stoves though. They're designed with, well, basically you don't really need any back pressure, as it were, on the exhaust vent, but it will burn slightly better in some cases. In this instance, it's about probably 18 inches long total with that turn down on the end, but yeah, kind of cool. It's interesting how little things like that can make a difference. Oh man, I need to run out to the recycle bin. So I got a little cheapo Android phone here so I can control everything with Home Assistant. So let's turn the stove on here. But now it's going to start dropping pellets in there. And in probably about 90 seconds or so, we'll have fire. All right, Saturday again. Power soccer practice day. My van, the tires on it, I just looked at them. I have a picture here I can put on the screen. There's cords showing through the rubber, and the cords are starting to break a little bit. So, where Power Soccer is practicing is way on the other side of like 3 towns over. If I was to drive there, it's about, well, if I had to stop by the warehouse first to get the soccer chair and then drop it off when I'm done, it would be about 113 miles round trip. Now, the tires are still holding air, but I wouldn't want to drive this thing more than about 10 miles and definitely not over 40 miles an hour. So I was thinking, I can't get my soccer chair and go to practice, but I would like to at least show up. I'm a little bit outside of the Portland transit area where I'm at, but there's some other options to get to that area. I think I'm in the mood for a fantastic voyage. I'm using the F3 today, and it would be nice to get some more miles on this. I think currently it's got 153 miles on it. I don't know, I'm not in the mood to just sit in the bus all day. After that trail hike, it was a little bit bumpy and bouncy, and I'm still kind of recovering from that, so it's not like I can work on anything in here today. It's 2 o'clock now. Practice starts at 4. So anyways, let's see if we can do this. Well, we made it down here to the train platform. I just wound up driving the van. It wasn't too far and didn't have to go too incredibly fast, but yeah. So from here, supposedly 45 minutes, so we shall see. All right, it seems as though we made it relatively close to our destination. The facility that we practice soccer in is about a half a mile down this road. I think I picked the wrong side of the street. No sidewalks. So actually right over there on the other side of that Max platform, or the light rail, is a gym I used to go to years ago. A lot of interesting stories at that place. Let's see, what time is it? It's about 10 minutes after 4. A little bit late, but whatever. We're gonna come out here and hang out anyways. And here we are, the Hidden Creek Community Center. It's a fairly new facility, pretty nice one. They've got a bunch of sports ball courts, and I think there's like a full-on gym here. It's sort of like a YMCA without the YMCA, I think. They don't have a pool, but I think the Hillsboro, I think there's a lot of wind. I think this place is run by the city of Hillsborough, or their Parks and Recreation Department or whatever, but it took us quite some time to find another soccer practice facility. This place said they were willing to host it, so yeah, there you go. Floor cleaning.
You did such a good job. You're first time out, right?
Zamboni.
Yeah. Soccer Zamboni. Maybe if you do one of these, like fishtail as you go around, I don't know. Here, let's find a spot. Here's one right here. Can you see it right here? Yeah, just go back and forth. Let me see if it does anything. It's a prototype. I think it is. Yeah, right there. Do it right there. All right, keep going forward. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It might take some actual pressure. I can still see marks. Yeah, if you look really close, you can see that it's kind of working. We just need some more weight on it. I think that's a viable option right there. Yeah, I think we're definitely onto something though. Because right now it's got what? A pound, maybe? Probably less with the bungee cords holding it on.
You know what that is, right?
What?
The black piece of wood.
What's that from?
Your old desk.
Is that from Lord Farquaad's house? It's Lord Farquaad's desk. Excellent. That's great. At least it's getting some use. It's trying to do some good in the world. I'm not going to explain that. Like 3 of you will know what that means. I mean, there's like an actual sweeper. It's doing something. Here, stop and back up a little bit. Yeah, see, you got some filth you're pushing around at least.
This dirt carpet.
Yeah, there's some stuff. There's some dirt on there.
Mostly at the front edge.
I'm telling you, we'll just stick Reed's brother, have him stand on the front and push him around.
I think 2 center blocks would be perfect.
A couple of blocks in there, and if it won't fit, we can take out that center one.
Look at all those marks you left on it.
All right, time to go catch the train. It's 1 in 15 minutes, so we'll see if we can make it down there. I think they come every 15 minutes right now, so not too big a deal. Suddenly 6.5 miles an hour feels a lot slower than the bounder is. At least we're getting some miles on this chair. Went hiking yesterday in the woods. Running down sidewalks and stuff here. Now, if I remember when I was down here years ago, the other side of this sidewalk is not wheelchair accessible, so we gotta go out on the road here for just a minute. I think it was like really steep or something like that. Yeah, there it is. Kind of a crazy angle. Doesn't look like it on video, but yeah, not exactly friendly. All right, we got 7 minutes till the next train, roughly. See if we can get back before it gets dark. Okay, so I've been having some problems with the lift on the bus. I think I've narrowed it down to my wiring, but it was too late last night and too dark to fix it because I need to be outside the bus and set up a little table and do some soldering. After doing some checking, I decided, hey, it's probably okay overnight, but this is the moment where we're gonna find out if I have to call someone to help me get out of this thing or not. So, turn on the lift. I just wanna break in here real quick and say, I do have backup methods for getting out of this bus. If for whatever reason, in an emergency situation, if there's no power, I actually have 3 different ways or routes of getting out of here, and depending on which one I use, it can be 10 to 15 seconds for me to get out. And I do have my manual chair in one of the lower luggage bays, which is accessible from either side because they pass through. So you don't have to worry about that. It's just not preferable to use those methods sometimes. And in this clip here where I'm talking about, it would be a lot easier just to get someone I know to come over and manually actuate the lift. But you don't have to worry about that. I've pretty much got all that covered. Let's hit the button and see if anything happens. Oh, good, it worked. So the deploy function is what we're having problems with. All of the other functions work just fine, but I've narrowed it down to something with, I'm pretty sure, my wiring, where I put in this controller and the wireless module. I think the problem is down below where the wires are soldered together. When I was building that, I was extremely tired. So we're gonna hop out and take a look at that. Okay, I think I figured out the problem. There's some factory Rikon connectors down there that are not the best thing in the world, and I think they got a little bit loose. I might need to actually replace those with better connectors. They're these little 6-pin things. But anyways, I took them apart. They weren't really corroded, but I don't know, theirs are just enough. But anyways, at this exact moment, it's about to start raining profusely, so we need to go back inside and worry about this later. But for now, it is working, so yay. I've been looking at the lift, and I thought I found the problem on 2 different occasions. Turns out it wasn't the issue, but I had an aha moment where it's like, well, there's your problem. Let me show you. A quick little bit of background. As I was troubleshooting this, I used the service manual and then checked a bunch of test points down below. Everything on the lift itself seemed fine, but then I realized when the chassis battery charger is turned on, which bumps up the voltage on the system a little bit, the lift always works. When I turn off that battery charger and the voltage is a little bit lower, the lift doesn't work. So that immediately tells me bad connection. Then I remembered when I wired this up, I was in a hurry and I was kind of tired. And as you can see here, I kind of took some shortcuts. We've got some wires just stuffed in next to these spade connectors. And yeah, that's not how you do that. There isn't a whole lot of room in here to get to the wiring, which is why I had to drill some holes and then notch some things to get the wires out. But this right here is our problem. The second I pulled these screws off and pulled this out, this top connector was there a third wire going in there? Anyways, this top connector was a little bit loose. I pushed that back in. Now it works every single time. I've not had an issue in the last several days. Ever since I took these screws out and just let it hang here. Actually, it hasn't been several days, but you get the point. Anyways, so what I need to do now is go through here. I actually need to order some replacement switches. These things are getting a little bit crusty. They're from the early 90s. And, well, like I said, there's not a lot of room in here for what's going on. Anyways, all I need to do is clean this up and we'll be set. And get some proper connectors. What was I even thinking? At some point, you think, well, I'll just come around and fix it later. And then you forget about it. Well, the nice thing about that is with most equipment, if you jury rig something to work and you forget to go back and fix it, it will 100% remind you to do it at some point. And that's what's going on here. Yeah. All right, well, at least we know the problem now. It's one of those super duper obvious things. All right, now I've been toying around with the idea for a little while of doing some sort of like audio content. Now, I don't want to just come out and say, hey, I'm going to release a podcast. I mean, I don't know. I'm sort of a fan of audio, and I've had a few jobs in the past doing stuff like this. My chair's interfering with my recorder. But anyways, I was thinking that it might be interesting to do some sort of like bi-weekly or 3 times weekly, just some sort of audio-based something or other, whether it is reading the news or my thoughts about random things, although I don't like to do any political stuff, and a lot of times trying to do any sort of news-related content winds up being political. So anyways, just a random thought. I figured I would include this in the end of the video and see if anyone has any suggestions. I don't know. It's one of those deals where I kind of have the ability and the voice, as it were, to do this sort of thing, but I don't know. I got so much stuff going on, but the thing with this is just doing a little 5 to 10 minute thing really doesn't take any work. You just plug in the headphones, turn on the recorder, hit record, and there isn't even really any editing involved. So anyways, let me know what you think. Is there something you might find interesting, or is this just a terrible idea and I should stick to my day job, but stick to making videos as a hobby? But anyways, I guess we'll do the closing of the video this way. Actually, what is this, Tuesday? I will see you Thursday on the live stream. We have some interesting things to talk about. The next couple of days, well, I don't know if you heard, but I am getting a new van. Well, new to me. But my plan is to take my current van and stick it in the warehouse. Wait till all of the worldwide weirdness gets better, or the supply chain stuff, because maybe I should back up a little bit. Been trying to replace the engine in the van. There's an anonymous person that I know in real life that has offered to pay for the engine, but there's no engines available. So we've been looking all over the place. I've been making calls, the mechanics been making calls. They're not taking back orders, even for themselves. They don't have an estimate as to when they can start taking back orders and when parts and engine blocks and things like that will become available. So my temporary solution is to buy another van, drive that thing around. It'll be nice to have better fuel economy, but gonna get another van, drive that thing around, stick this thing in the warehouse because it's a great tow vehicle and useful for other things, and I don't want to get rid of it. It's not worth anything in its current condition. It needs some front end work, tie rods, drag links, tires, a few other things like that. So I would rather just stick that thing in a time capsule and worry about it later. Now, the mobility van market is also kind of insane. I've spoken to a few people I know that work at and or own mobility vehicle businesses or whatever, and they said it's going to be at least 2 years from what they're seeing before the market stabilizes. So anyways, we're going to roll with that for now. So anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I feel like I'm doing the radio announcer thing here. Please do not leave your luggage unattended. Anyways, I'll see you guys Thursday. Thanks for hanging out. I think my chair is actually interfering with this. You hear that buzzing?